Hey guys, welcome back to a video. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial. I haven't done one for a while, and I was originally going to be doing this one, the 150 block one, so I just cut it up like this. So if you want the 150 block one, you can come on to the redstoner.com server. It's the server I'm on. I'm the only one on. It's pretty dead this week. And you can just copy each of these layers one by one. Like, one like this, next one like this, like this, like this. So pretty much if you put all this together, like a sandwich, you basically get this thing. I'm just going to show you if you didn't see it. It's pretty good. But then they released this one, which was the smallest I've ever seen, until I saw a person who came online his name is Red Tech, and he basically beat this by 8 blocks by doing something like this one. But I'm going to do the tutorial for the 120 block one, and then I'll do my 112. So here it is. It's the same exact closing as that one. It's kind of derpy, but yeah. So the resources that you're going to need for this are, I don't know the resources for that, so just use these here. Just use what's in here. If you need any more, just do that. But this one is for the 150. And yeah, so I'm just gonna do this one. So I'm gonna do it in color. So we're gonna start with the layout and all the necessities of the door. So what's needed for it to work. And yeah. And if you look close enough, there's actually a minecart in there. And that's going to be hard to place, but I'll do that when we get to the circuit. So you're going to start here, and in the center you're going to place a 2x2, 2x3 sticky pistons like this. Then your TNT. I'm actually failing at this. So this will be your floor. Now your storage is gonna go here. Now these blocks here can be anything you want, but it can't be a redstone block or something that can't be pushed, or an observer, because it'll power and break things. And the redstone blocks will bud this, and we don't want it to push. So we need this for the triple extender. So you're gonna see it used back here. So watch the back pistons when I unflick it. Shoot. Ow. So you see those extend. So that's what this is for. To prevent the TNT from exploding, we need these pistons, which are used for sliding out of the way, because we have an input here, which you need a repeater there. Actually, then you need an observer there, and I'm a little bit ill hopper there. And then since that's a hopper, this needs to be a slab. So if we place the blocks here, and just probably this won't blow up on a server. It will break this because that doesn't matter. It blows up those two. So that's what these pistons are for, to remove it. The other input is a little bit more difficult to do. So you would kind of need an observer there. Need a slab here, and then you need it to go around. So this is just for the other input, and then the last part, and you can also place your lever here. And you also need your storage for the door, which goes there. It's a little weird layout to go there and there, like that. So I can get rid of that. So the next part, I suggest that you remove that and that. And also, if you look, never mind. I thought these can be anything. They can't be glass. I thought that they need for redstone power. So you need 2 observers like that. And the way that I got it to be cut off the bottom is with torches that are constantly being turned off unless I turn them on through an inverter. So you place this here, place 2 dust. Then this is where the hard part comes in. So that's where you're gonna have to whip out a dropper, hopper, a chest minecart, rails, a fence, and I might be AFK due to lag 30. And we're gonna need a regular piston, dust, and 2-tick repeater. This is so first you need to place a comparator there, so you're gonna place your dropper there, place your hopper facing into the dropper, and get rid of those. Now the hard part of the door is you have to place a fence here, this here, you have to roll the minecart in, break all of this, so now it's in between the blocks, so, oh, sorry, that needs to be a shovel, non-stackable item. So, and these need to be blocks, so if you power it, what happens is that this dropper gets powered, which goes into this minecart, and since it's in between the 2 blocks, it'll go back to the hopper. That was very hard to do. Now, the next part that's pretty hard is that we need like a 2-tick in this here, and you actually need to push in an observer and a regular block at the same time. So like this to push it in. And I realized that that you need to place 2 things there. 2 blocks there. Hold on, I'm lagging. I have a lag! It's not the server, it's my computer. Still lagging. I'm still lagging. This happens all the time to me. I don't know why. So, let's talk for a bit. So, remember to like, subscribe to my channel, otherwise I'll die. Do what those legendary 3 subscribers did. after I did my Bed Wars is still rigged. And if you were wondering what that weird video is called ... I was so mad that day in Bed Wars because I got the worst teammates, got 6 stars, 12 stars, and I raged. So I made a video and I was lagging quite hard. So yeah, it turned out to be 12 seconds and not 10 seconds. So the lag should clear up in a second. It just exits me. So pretty much all you see is my exit page. So yeah. Okay, the lag cleared. Okay, so you have to place 2 dummy blocks there. You're gonna have to get a fence again. Let me do this real quick. So don't push that yet. If you did, then redo what I did. If you didn't, place 2 dummy blocks there. They're not needed for now. No, I'll get that after. Let me type hi to fuzz lamp. So it goes in between the 2 blocks because it hits the fence. The fence has a smaller hitbox than the block, so it can travel farther. So now the dummy blocks are just there, so the minecart doesn't get pushed off. So even though, and then you can remove that, and you can see that the minecart's in there. And then you place 2 ticks there, a dust there, which will power this storage piston for later. Now the next necessities that you're gonna need is the way that we power the triple extender extension. Is that we need place this, place a dropper. Don't place anything on it because we do need something under it and I don't want it to break. So just don't place dust on those. If you want it to break, then that's your plan. Now, if I go into game mode 3, there's a dust in here. So we can do that later on. So, and then you can place your TNT here. You can place a dust there. And that is the layout done. You have your input. And yeah, I don't know who I keep texting. Okay. Just my phone's here. Lol. This doesn't have an item. No wonder. Okay. So now, let's move on to the closing. So the closing is actually quite clever. You are going to need a couple resources, and want to grab that. The closing is quite clever and smart because of how I got the storage to retract, because the closing circuit is actually the first block retraction. So as you can see in this one, it pushes it in, but if you didn't see, this powers, but since this dust is here, this doesn't power. And this is on a T flip-flop, and we need more delay here. I need more delay, so I put a 4 tick here and a dust. This repair just redirects the redstone. So it does the same exact thing, but it got more delayed, which is good. So what I did here for this side to get 2 extra ticks of delay was place a lamp. Now you're probably wondering, how is a lamp an extra 2 ticks delay? If you watch closely, a lamp turns on the second you power it, but it takes 2 ticks to turn off. See, it stays on a little bit longer, which means that if I create a little thing here, like it's a little, so if you watch, let me make this even. You can see that this piston on the left will go before this piston. Actually, it won't, because so see, this one went first. So you saw how. So you saw how this one went before this one. That's only because this turns on with instant. This is 2 ticks off. So yeah, that's how I did this. And now the observer that we placed earlier will get detected. That will go here. Then you need one of these. So it's a T flip-flop. It'll go up with a 1 tick, come down, and then power later. And then you can place a 4 tick here, which would be for after. Now for this side is actually a little bit cool. We place an observer there, this here. We can't have a block here because it will power the TNT. So we place a dust there. And I can't remember what that 4 tick's on. It's on an observer, so place an observer facing this way. Remove that dust for a sec. Place 4 ticks there. And this here. And then a block here. So what this is actually a double piston extender. Now, if you're very new to redstone, I will explain how this works. If you're not, then just watch this. So what this does is that's how we get the blocks up to the top. So it does that because this here powers, then this extends, but then since this here is powering, gets updated to 1 tick this, and then since it's a 1 tick, the way that the game works is that if you retract something and then powers it 1 tick after, it actually buds the piston. So if this was a block, it would work. Dust will actually power it, but if it's a block, it will actually bud the piston. If it was 2 ticks later, it wouldn't work. So it would do that, as you can see. So you saw how it retracts? Because when it retracts, the observer detects this, and then this is still retracting, which updates this piston. And that's how I get the double piston extender to work. Now, you see how this is getting powered earlier? The way I get that is actually through this input. Now, if you look at this input, I don't power this input in the entire door except in the double piston extender. And that's what it's for. So, I place an observer on the right repeater, which then goes into, let me check, which it goes into a block, which then goes into a slab. Now, this is going to be a little bit harder to place. You need an observer facing upwards, like this, but then it'll power this piston, so we actually bring it down here. Then you can place a 4 tick here. Now you saw that clicking. Now you can place your dust here, which is really good. And then you have a 3 tick. So you're gonna think that when this powers, it's gonna power the 4 tick. It actually won't, because the thing about transparent blocks, an observer is a transparent block. So if I do this, it goes under. But if I place like a wall, it cuts it off. So when a slab, I have a slab here because I need it for an observer detection. Right. Actually, I don't. I don't know why I have it. Just keep it there. I don't want to break it. So this is here. It'll go up, but since it's a transparent block, the way transparent blocks work, it can't go down. So it won't actually power this 4 tick. So if this powers, it'll go up to this. It won't power this because it can't go down. And when this comes up to here, it won't go down because it won't power that. Then this 3 tick goes up into this observer. Then you can do a couple options. You can't place a dust because they'll redirect that. You can place a repeater, which is more compact. Or you can place a comparator, but you can't do that. You can't place a comparator to redirect that. You can place an observer. Now, what most people don't know is that observers redirect redstone, and if you need something like this, you can actually redirect the redstone, but I prefer the repeater because I think it looks better. And you can also put the repeater going this way so it actually looks like it's powering something. So I'm just going to paste it this way. So that should be the entire closing. In the beginning of the triple extension, so if I power this, it closes. And then since it takes 2 ticks, it will go faster, it will go slower. So it did the double piston extend because we had the delay here. And now, the way that this works is that we have to have a lot of delay. So that's why there's tons of observers. So if you're building this in survival, and you built it on a flat floor like this thing, you're gonna have to dig under it. So you're gonna have to, this is a lot of observer placements. So to start, you have to, I don't even know where to start though, lol. That comes from here, comes from there, that's fine. That comes from observer there. I don't know. Oh. That was me. I made that noise. Okay, let me look at this. Okay, let's follow this then. Okay. So to do this, you have to detect it from this hopper, because it gets power from the Fortic. Because if you don't know, when a hopper is locked, there's 2 states of hoppers, locked and there's locked and unlocked. So we can detect it from this hopper, then we're gonna have to go down by 1, as you can see over here. Okay, so it goes from here, and then we have to, this is what these observers are for. So we detect through here, go through here, then we go to here, which is enough delay to, so if you reset, the way that that works is that it'll go through, it'll come from the hopper, which gets locked, but from the Fortic, come down, but even though it gives 2 pulses, this is a Fortic repeater, so it won't pulse this twice. It would pulse it twice from its own Fortic. And what I mean by that is, even though it gets 2 pulses, the Fortic will still give 1 pulse. As it turns on and turn off within 4 ticks, it'll give 2 pulses through here, which is really good. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of weird stuff here. So to do this, you have to detect an observer from that there by placing that. Now you need a slab. Place a slab in there and a dust. So what this will do is when this powers, the dropper will power because it's a solid block. And if you don't like the clicking sound, you can use a note block. So I'm actually going to use a note block. That's only for 1.13. and the no block makes no noise because there's a redstone dust on top. So you see that it's making noise, and it's not making noise. But if I, let's say, power it, it will still detect, as you can see there. So you can use a no block there to get rid of the sound. So you're probably wondering, how do we transmit the signal? Well, what we do is we actually use a piston, because we can power a piston through a transparent block. So we can do this, which will power that piston. Then we go up to here, which will power that. So what you see here is everything except for the triple retraction. And it will give an extra pulse, but that's fine. So the way that we actually continue this is, when I was building this, I only had this much room, which is not a lot of room, but I somehow did it. So the way that I did this is that I did this with an observer down, observer there, an observer up. Now, it might break, so you have to remove this observer, place a block there so it doesn't update this, then place it back, and then a dust. So that will give it an extra pause for the, no, you actually, how do I do this? No, get rid of that, place a 1-tick repeater there, that's very important. Then, to finish off the door is super simple. You put 3 observers there and a block. That will do the last level piston extender, which will come up to this point. In perfect timing with this 1-tick, we'll actually grab this, and then it will retract down. But since it retracts down so fast, it will actually derp. Like if you, that's the wrong one. And there's no cooldown time, which is pretty good. So you can see that it's gonna derp at the end. See how it derps? That's because of the double piston extender with the minecart that's needed for it to work. So now this should be the entire door done. Nope. Wait, what? Okay, I messed something up. You want to remove this dust for a second. You need to come around like this, and then place a dust there. That should fix it. So now, if this doesn't work, I will check, and if it does work, and so the only clicking you're going to hear is this dropper, but that's because of powering. I'm actually going to add the no block onto this one. Because it sounds nicer. So, if yours didn't work, then you probably did something wrong. So now you can cover up your floor with TNT, or if you just wanted a regular hipster door, then that's fine. But that, see, that's working. None of the TNT will explode. This is the former smallest before Red Tech beat me at 112 blocks. I'll show you it. It's at his plot. So it's over here. He built a 1 wide, which is absolutely insane. So this is his 1 wide. And now we have this one. Don't mind all this. How dangerous to live, number 2. So what this is actually 112 blocks. This is 112 blocks, which beat mine by 8. I tried my hardest, and then if I go back, I actually made a 112 one as well, which is the one I'm standing on right here. So you can power it. I will do a tutorial on this one later, not in today's video. So that might be next time. It's a little bit derpy, but that's fine. I made it on one wide one of my own, but there is cooldown time. You have to wait for that comparator to turn off. It's pretty cool. So I will do a tutorial on this one soon, and if in some recommended videos for you guys, you should check out my 7x7 door there, which is one of the latest videos, my first ever. You should also check out my 8x8 door over here, first ever for me. And you also should check out this door, which I do not want to talk about, of how painfully hard it was. You should check it out. It's also on my channel. The title is called "The Stupid Door's Already Finished" because it's stupid, and yeah. And then one video that will be coming out very long time from now is a 9x9 door I'm working on. I have the input, the tape, which is really small, as you can see. I have the double extender, I have the closing for the top and the first block. And yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe for me to get better, because I'm sick and it's not fun because I'm cough. And if I don't get better because you guys don't sub to me and you don't help me support the channel, then I might die, and then I'll get reincarnated as a Goo Goo Gaga baby. I'm getting called by someone, and it's my mommy. I don't know why she's calling me. So yeah, that will be the end of today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Don't mind the calling in the background. Goodbye forever, my friend. JK, I will see you again.